Guys, what are you doing? We have guests coming.
Well, we have a chair for them.
Summer fun starts on Live with Kelly and Mark.
Gelman, can you move a little to the right?
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. The Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 5, Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams indicted on federal charges.
We'll have the latest on what he's accused of as your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. As coverage you can count on begins with breaking news out of Burke County, where the sheriff, Alfonso Williams, is facing federal charges.
Michaela Davis is live in Waynesboro tonight. Michaela.
Absolutely. Sheriff Williams faces a total of 6 charges after an indictment handed down by a federal grand jury. Now, that's 5 counts of extortion, 1 count of transferring a firearm to a convicted felon. Now, I can tell you, here's what we know right now. The indictment alleges that Sheriff Williams took money in exchange for dismissing DUI charges for 5 people over 9-month spans. Now, that's from 2021 to 2022. It also accuses him of providing that firearm to a convicted felon in January of 2023. If convicted, each extortion charge carries up to 20 years in prison, while a firearm conviction could bring 15 years behind bars. There is still no parole in a federal system. The case is being handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Georgia. A spokesperson says Sheriff Williams will be provided a court date and a summons to appear voluntarily for arraignment. Now, there is a county commission meeting tonight. It starts at 6, and I know this is going to be a hot button topic during this commission meeting tonight. We will keep you up to date what's happening right here in Waynesboro. WJBF News Channel 6, Michaela Davis.
An Aiken lawmaker says 4-year-old Javea Harris's death exposed gaps in the child protection system.
Now, Representative Melissa Ormus is working on Javea's law. That's Remus. And Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock has the story.
As Javea's memorial grows, Orima says her goal is to make sure no other child falls through the cracks.
I have a granddaughter who's a couple years older than her. It's just unimaginable what came out of this whole thing.
Wendy Tyne traveled from Lexington to Aiken to pay her respects. She brought stuffed animals from her granddaughter to add to a growing memorial for 4-year-old Javea Harris. Bonnie Hutto came from Wagner to help preserve Javea's memory.
This was inside of her home, her trampoline. We put her trampoline up here. We put her boots up here somewhere, her rain boots. They're up here in here somewhere. But all of this was her personal stuff from inside of her room. And we, as a community, some of us went in there and got it and put it out here.
As a mom myself, hearing something like that and finding out that's what happened to her, it devastates me.
Representative Melissa Orima says Javea's law will address gaps in the child protection system. She says a key goal is improving communication between DSS and law enforcement.
The reports that are made, the follow-up, or the caseworkers following up to make sure the child is safe. And if there's not, or the parents are missing and you can't find them, or they've moved, law enforcement needs to be notified, and then law enforcement needs to follow up on every single case. Orimus is also calling for tougher penalties for people who harm children. Can be punishable by death. That is the biggest thing for me. Many other things, whether it be child abuse or, sex trafficking.
She says the goal is more than a law named after Javea. It's creating change that can be enforced. At the memorial, community members say they hope Javea's law leads to change.
That's something that should have been done a long time ago. This little girl was failed by so many.
Remus says Javea's law is still being drafted with input from DSS, law enforcement, and the community before lawmakers return in January. In Aiken, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock, WJBF News Channel 6.
A Jefferson County child is dead after a shooting in Florida. It happened Sunday at an Airbnb in Kissimmee, Florida. Investigators say the family arrived at the home and 2-year-old Braden Tennyson was left in the car unattended. They say a 4-year-old went into the car and found an unsecured gun. It went off, hitting Braden. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Today would have been Braden's 3rd birthday, according to our ABC affiliate in Orlando. No charges have been filed, but the investigation is ongoing.
Well, tonight, Darlene Graham was officially sworn into office to finish out the congressional term of her brother, Lindsey Graham, who passed away suddenly Saturday night. Graham is the first woman to serve South Carolina in the U.S. Senate. Her term lasts until January. Senator Graham adopted her as a teenager when their parents died, and she remained one of his closest confidants, often seen with him on campaign trails and swearing-in ceremonies, and now following in his footsteps on the Senate floor, with Senator Tim Scott standing by her side.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter? So help you God.
Now from here, there will be a special election next month. That will be to determine which Republican gets their name on the ballot in the general election in November to permanently, or at least for the next 6 years, fill that seat.
It is time now for our first check of the weather.
And for that, we want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jennifer Tracci.
Well, we are seeing some rain here on Live Vapor 6, just not as widespread as it was yesterday. So let's start out towards the north of I-20 and along the I-20 corridor. Some pockets of heavy rain here and there impacting Columbia County up near the lake, and part of that also near the Augusta Metro. Now, as we move down towards the southeast, you can see parts of Barnwell and northern Allendale County seeing some rain. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam at USC Salkehatchie and Allendale, nice and dry. So you can see here the winds are coming out of the north now, a little bit breezy there in Aiken, 15 miles per hour. And as for the temperatures, it's warm out there, but definitely cooler than average for this time of the year. We're at 86 in Augusta, 85 in Aiken, and the places that are seeing the rain are even cooler than that. 77 Washington, 78 in McCormick, but it's very soupy out there. Dew points are high in the 70s, so that is making it feel like it's still up to 93 degrees in Augusta, 94 in Evans and Waynesboro. For the rest of our evening, it's not going to be a washout, but we will see a little bit more coverage when it comes to those scattered showers and storms. We'll be dropping into the upper 70s by 8 p.m. And of course, if you do start to see the rain, your temperatures will cool off even quicker than that. But looking ahead to the next few days, rain chances starting to dwindle down. Thursday and Friday will be mostly dry with more sunshine, and temperatures are certainly heating up all the way back into the middle 90s. I'll have more details on that and a look at your heat index expected coming up. But back to you.
All right, Jenna, thank you. For some Richmond County families, a late school bus doesn't just change a student's morning, it can force parents to change their own schedules and leave students waiting longer than expected. As the school system continues recruiting transportation workers, News Channel 6's Jartavius Edmonds spoke with families about the problems they've seen firsthand.
Jenny, the district did not have an exact bus driver vacancy number available during my interview today, so we can't say how many driver positions Richmond County still needs to fill. But two families I spoke with say reliable bus service is already top of mind because of what they've experienced in the past school years.
There's nothing that they can do but hire people.
For Katrina, the wait at the bus stop has sometimes turned into a change of plans.
Kind of a headache, especially if you're working.
She has a son in high school and says there have been mornings when she's had to step in and become his ride to school.
And he has been at the bus stop for hours and hours in the rain, in the cold, and there's still kids that are left out there. They're real good about answering their phones, but as far as coming on time or coming a little bit off of time, they are bad with it.
I am a hall monitor at Tuck Middle School.
Joanna Johnson has heard similar concerns from families. As a grandparent, she says the impact shows up at both ends of the school day.
And a lot of times the buses are late. And it's because of a shortage of bus drivers. They got too many routes. where they don't have enough drivers to fill in the routes. And a lot of times the parents are complaining about the kids getting to school late and plus being picked up late too in the afternoon. But one main problem is the behavior on the bus.
The school system did not confirm a current driver shortage or provide a vacancy total, but says they are continuing to recruit more drivers.
The candidate has a resume. Definitely bring the resume, several copies of the resume, depending on the roles that the candidate is interested in pursuing with the Richmond County school system, and depending on the vacancies, and they're drying up quickly. So if you're listening and interested, I encourage you to be there early because there aren't as many vacancies right now as they were at the beginning of the summertime.
For families like Katrina's, the number they'll be watching is the time on the clock when their child walks to the bus stop this school year.
The walk-in hire event runs from 3 to 5 Wednesday. The district is encouraging applicants to bring several copies of their resume, especially if they're interested in more than one available position. Jenny?
Coming up, the stars of baseball take the diamond.
We'll have a live report ahead of tonight's MLB All-Star Game next.
It's been an incredible year in sports.
Channel 6.
Did you know replacing your roof can cost tens of thousands of dollars? But what if you could save big money and extend the life of your existing roof by 17 years? Well, now you can with Roof Savers and their patent-pending Renew It 17 roof preservation treatment, which increases roof shingles flexibility, granular adhesion, offers UV protection, and has been lab-tested and proven to protect your roof from hail. Call today to see if your roof qualifies for the Roof Savers 3-step process.
Step 1 is a roof tune-up, replacing missing shingles, repairing pop nails, and checking any pipe boots for leaks. Second, a professional soft wash, where we gently wash your roof to remove unsightly black streaks, algae, moss, and organic buildup. Step 3, we apply our patent-pending Renew It 17 formula, adding 17 years of additional life to your roof with just one treatment.
Roof Savers is the only roof preservation company tested and approved by the Wounded Warriors Program.
Before we partnered with Roof Savers, our entire staff, including our scientists, thoroughly evaluated Renew It 17. The Roof Savers preservation treatment with Renew It 17 and its 17-year transferable warranty is remarkable. Roof Savers saved me thousands.
When Roof Savers finished my house, I sent them over to my business partner's house. He ends up saving $8,000.
Roof Savers was very fair in their estimate. It was very reasonable for what they did, and I'm quite pleased with it.
America's #1 choice for roof preservation is Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
This is my favorite. Huh, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Judy Justice, weekday afternoons at 3 on News Channel 6.
Keep up with the weather in your hometown with the Live Viper 6 Neighborhood Network.
The advanced power of Tempest weather stations allows us to give you real-time hyper-local data.
The Live Viper 6 Neighborhood Network, powered by Tempest.
WJBF 6 Plus. Download it free today.
The countdown is on in Philadelphia as baseball's brightest stars get ready to take over Citizens Bank Park. The MLB All-Star Game is bringing together the best of the best for one of the biggest events on Major League Baseball's calendar.
Lindsay Moppert from our sister station up in Philly is on the south side of town with more on the big event tonight. Hey, Lindsay.
Brad and Jenny, this is a huge deal. Some fans tell us they've been waiting their whole lives for the MLB All-Star Game to return here to South Philadelphia. And let me tell you, if you thought yesterday was crazy, take a look at this here behind me. The lines already. The fun has only just begun here at the bank as all eyes now turn to baseball's biggest showcase. The MLB All-Star Game is set to bring the sport's brightest stars to the city of brotherly love, and that is exactly what's on deck here today. The Braves will have 5 total players representing Atlanta tonight, including Ozzie Albies, Drake Baldwin, Matt Olson, Chris Sale, and of course, Raisel Miguel Iglesias, who all made the National League roster, with Albies and Baldwin getting the start as well. But regardless of who you may be rooting for, there's always a shared excitement about seeing baseball's biggest stars all on one field.
Baseball is just everything coming together and just making it so beautiful. So it's, there's a lot of good players over there on our rival teams, and but yeah, we'll put that cap down for a couple minutes and wear the same one, and get back to business after the break.
It's awesome just being around all these guys, being around everyone, all the greats in the game, and so it's really special to be here in Philly around these guys, and so I'm honored.
You dream of being an all-star, you don't know what that's going to entail, but like I said, I'm just trying to soak in every moment and enjoy it.
This is truly the kind of event that baseball fans wait years for. Philly is ready, the stage is set, and the only thing that's left is that first pitch. Reporting live at Citizens Bank Park, I'm Lindsay Moppert. Brad and Jenny, I'll send it back into you.
Oh, what a huge night it'll be, Lindsay. Thank you for that. Back in Augusta, leaders trying to stay ahead of the booming interest in data centers. A commission committee holding its first discussion of a proposed new data center ordinance, a measure that says they can only locate in industrial areas, how much noise they can produce, water usage, and a requirement to notify people who live nearby.
Yeah, I have no problem with it as long as it's out where it needs to be. We have in Augusta, Richmond County, areas in this county that are industrial that suit places for data. And so, yes, we need to move forward and go ahead and get this done.
That committee voting to send the ordinance to the full commission next week without a recommendation, but with a suggestion to extend the moratorium another 30, maybe 60 days. Time to give the commission a chance to tour a data center in Atlanta.
The Nike EYBL Peach Jam is underway in North Augusta. It's being hosted at the Riverview Park Activity Center. The event is a national amateur basketball recruiting showcase for some of the best high school student athletes. Teams warmed up today before tip-off. Thousands of players, coaches, and fans are in town, and that spells a big economic impact for the area.
I mean, this event is the second largest sporting event after the Masters, and that's huge for our community, right? And not only is it just a one-time thing, this event has been coming back here for 30 years. So it's all that new visitor money, I'd say, that is really important for us locally. Our community is the hub for elite youth basketball. That's huge.
The tournament runs through Sunday, July 19th.
We have a threat of minor flooding tonight, but overall those rain chances are going down throughout the rest of the week as the temperatures go back up. We are going to see a very typical summertime pattern next week. I'll break down all the details with a look at your 10-day when we return.
It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track severe weather.
The live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on for the entire CSRA.
Got an accident. Buying a home can be a huge financial obligation. At Frails & Wilson, we make your real estate transaction a rewarding, memorable experience. Our experienced attorneys make the closing process fast and efficient. From title searches to neighborhood covenants, Frails & Wilson are with you every step of the way. Plus, we offer virtual closings too.
Choose Frails & Wilson. We're on your street, we're in your corner.
If you're a realtor, lender, or builder, join our partner network today.
Choose Frails & Wilson.
Somebody texting and driving just blasted into the back of the car with my whole family in it. Everything about the law firm's been phenomenal. If you're injured, come to George Sink's law firm. It's worth it.
At George Sink Injury Lawyers, we fight so you don't have to.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. We have hit or miss showers and storms across the CSRA today. Several spots are still pretty much bone dry. That includes Burke County, Jenkins, most of Screven. But let's zoom in here to along I-20 and up towards the lake. You can see some pockets of heavy rain impacting Columbia County, which is something I'm watching closely since Columbia County was our hotspot yesterday for the most significant rainfall. So it won't take quite as much rain to cause some flooding issues today. So even though our flooding threat is lower today, places like Columbia County and down in Bamberg County are the spots to watch. Johnson County showing a heavy shower over it now with a couple lightning strikes. strikes. And here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam into McDuffie County. You can see that rain coming down in the distance. Very overcast skies and sitting at 86 degrees. That puts us around 10 degrees below normal for the middle of July. However, with dew points in the 70s, you know what that means. It is still feeling very sticky out there with the feels like temperature up to 93 degrees. Sunset will be at 8:39 tonight. So around the CSRA, we actually have 79 now in Washington and Sparta. Some of us still in those upper 80s, then low 80s to upper 70s in the places where we're seeing the rain. So winds are starting to come out of the northeast. That's an indication that that stalled frontal boundary has now shifted down towards the south of us. So that is leading to the lower rain chances for us today. This is that front that we're watching. You can still see scattered showers and storms all across the southeast, just nothing widespread. So looking at that excessive rainfall outlook, we're all under a marginal risk of flooding for the rest of today. Yesterday was that slight risk, the yellow color here that they're seeing along the coastline. So that chance has gone down. So over the past 7 days, we have picked up some very beneficial rainfall, with most of us getting up to around 2 to 3 inches. However, all of these blue spots here that you're seeing, that's where they've still gotten less than an inch of rain, some places even less than a half of an inch. So we still have some gaps to fill. But you can see here, as we look at those rainfall totals over the rest of tonight and into tomorrow, there will still be some gaps. So these are very hit or miss showers and storms. Some of us could still have a couple more inches of rain on the way, while others stay dry. And those rain chances will be pretty limited over the next 7 days, going back and forth between 20 to 30%. Also notice that we've only picked up 3/4 of an inch of rain for Augusta. So even though we've had some very significant rain just to the north of town, where Augusta Busch Field is, really hasn't seen much for the month of July. But here's our future cast for the rest of tonight. Like I mentioned, notice some of these gaps here that we're still seeing, but some spots, especially from around Glasscock County down to our southeastern counties, seeing some heavy downpours, also near Columbia County and up near the lake. This starts to fade away as we go into the overnight hours, just a few lingering light showers for your Wednesday morning. We will still have rain in the forecast for tomorrow, but you can definitely see that it's a lot more isolated in nature, and we're not going to have that flooding threat tomorrow. So that northerly wind starting to bring in some drier air for our Wednesday as this front shifts down to our south and then just fades away. So as we go into the next few days, looking at Wednesday night and into Thursday, we'll still have this minor disturbance nearby. That's keeping that 20 to 30% chance of rain in the forecast, but definitely won't be a washout. Your Friday still looking mostly dry. Now for tomorrow's forecast, some fog possible in the morning. Then we're going to be climbing into the upper 80s to low 90s, topping off at 90 degrees in Augusta and Aiken tomorrow. We're going to continue to heat up. That heat index will be back into the triple digits as we look ahead to the next 5 days. So going back to a typical summertime pattern here, that means slight rain chances each day, some pop-up storms, and temperatures near average in the low to middle 90s, low temperatures in the low to mid 70s.
All right, Jenna, thanks.
Up next, a daring rescue from a rushing river.
How a woman was saved from near drowning after the break.
So
now, a rescue playing out in a fast-moving creek in Idaho.
Just as a local journalist was recording a news story feet away. Here's Sophie Flay.
When her raft flipped and she was stranded in those trees. Oh.
This is the moment reporter Brady Caskey from our station in Boise was recording a story along Indian Creek in Kuna, Idaho, when boats behind him started flipping. One family in a canoe flipping into the water with their baby, who was wearing a life jacket. The family appeared to make it out of the river safely on their own. But here's the thing. Caskey was there covering a near drowning at that very spot where just days earlier, a woman flipped her tube and went under.
I was panicking. Like, my first thought when I first flipped is, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, like, this is it.
Ashlyn Monroe says she was trapped underwater for about 40 seconds before grabbing a branch and pulling herself up. The current pinning her against the trees. A neighbor called 911 and firefighter Trenton Hogan swam across the rapids to reach her.
I introduced myself, actually, just like how you would a normal person at the grocery store, right? Hi, my name's Trenton. What's yours?
Hogan got her into a life jacket, and his team was able to safely get her to dry land.
It was scary. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Lucky he was there.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank goodness.
And that's it for this half hour, but more coverage you can count on coming up at 5:30.
Including new information regarding the parasite outbreak that's caused thousands of people across the country to get so sick. The latest from the CDC on what could be to blame. Next.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
When you get approached from somebody,
You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today.
Be the first to know with the Live Viper 6 mobile app.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with a look at your local headlines at the bottom of this hour. Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams has been indicted by a federal grand jury on a total of 6 charges, 5 counts of extortion and 1 count of transferring a firearm to a convicted felon. The indictment alleges that Sheriff Williams took money in exchange for dismissing DUI charges for 5 people over a 9-month span from 2021 to 2022. It also accuses him of providing that firearm to a convicted felon in January of 2023. We have a crew down in Burke County, and we'll have more on this story coming up at 6. An Aiken lawmaker says 4-year-old Javea Harris's death exposed gaps in the child protection system. Now, State Representative Melissa Oramus is working on Javea's law. The proposal would improve coordination between DSS and law enforcement, especially when families move between counties. The proposal is still being drafted and will include input from DSS. A Jefferson County child is dead after a shooting in Florida. It happened Sunday in an Airbnb in Kissimmee, Florida. Investigators say the family arrived at the home and 2-year-old Braden Tennyson was left in the car unattended. They say a 4-year-old went into the car and found an unsecured gun. It went off, hitting little Braden. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Today would have been Braden's 3rd birthday. According to our ABC affiliate in Orlando, no charges have been filed, but the investigation is ongoing. We continue now in Washington, D.C., where Darlene Graham was sworn in on the Senate floor as South Carolina's new senator at the U.S. Capitol earlier this afternoon. She was appointed by South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster to finish the term of her late brother, Senator Lindsey Graham. She will only serve out her brother's term until January 3rd. She is the first woman to serve as senator for South Carolina. Senator Lindsey Graham had won his primary for re-election earlier this year. Now South Carolina will hold a special election to replace his name on the November ballot. Well, the day before he died, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham said he made an agreement with the White House to sanction Russia. The meteorologist Jenna Petracci, who is tracking some storms. Jenna.
That's right, Dee. I am tracking those hit-or-miss showers and storms across the CSRA. It's not a washout. However, as we zoom in here to I-20 and up towards the lake, we are seeing some pockets of heavy rain, especially around Columbia County, which is where they happened to have that significant flooding yesterday with up to around 5 inches. So this is a hot spot to watch tonight for potential minor flooding issues. It won't take as much rain as it typically would to lead to some flooding issues since the ground is already very saturated from yesterday. We're also seeing that activity in McDuffie County and around downtown Augusta. Bobby Jones Expressway seeing that rain. Johnson County and just outside of Emmanuel, we're also seeing some heavy downpours. Luckily not a lot of lightning, and we're not expecting severe storms. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Definitely a lot of cloud cover with that light rain in the distance there in downtown Augusta. Now the winds are starting to come out of the north, a little bit breezy, especially in our South Carolina counties, 10 miles per hour in Aiken and Barnwell. As for the temperatures, it's warm, but definitely cooler than normal for this time of the year. Some of us even in the upper 70s like Washington, but 86. in Augusta and Aiken. And with the dew point still being high in the 70s, it is still feeling like the 90s out there. Heat index of 93 in Augusta. So for the rest of your evening, expect those hit or miss showers and storms will all drop into the upper 70s by 8 p.m. And then looking ahead, rain chances are going down as those temperatures go back up. I'll have more details in the full forecast, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We will see in a few more minutes. Two Supreme Court justices say their safety is at risk with increasing threats. They're asking to make daylight saving time permanent is one step closer to becoming law. The House Rules Committee voted 6-4 to advance the rule last night. The Sunshine Protection Act would let states end the twice-a-year ritual of changing the clocks, making daylight saving time permanent. The bill still has to pass the full House before advancing. Cases of a severe stomach illness are surging in the U.S., and federal health officials say it's possible cases will increase through the end of August. Today, the CDC and FDA sending an alert out to doctors, warning them to look out for the parasite causing this outbreak. Melissa Don explains.
The CDC is now warning doctors across the country to be on alert for an increase in cases of cyclosporiasis. The CDC says it has confirmed more than 1,600 cases so far and is aware of more than 5,000 cases that await further analysis. At this time last year, there were only 249 cases reported nationally.
This parasitic infection, sometimes it can take 2 weeks, as I said, for symptoms to develop. It is not contagious. It can sometimes be relapsing. Patients will be there one day and come back the next day, and it typically requires antibiotics.
The CDC also says more than 400 cases in at least 4 states appear to be epidemiologically linked, which officials say suggests there could be a common source. According to health officials, preliminary findings suggest lettuce or salad greens as a potential source of the illness. No specific type of produce, grower, or supplier has been identified, and other food items cannot be ruled out.
Washing our hands before eating, just necessary for reducing foodborne illness. You can wash your fruit and your vegetables. You should, including pre-washed, pre-bagged lettuce, because the evidence from Michigan State points to lettuce, although we don't know yet with the producer, the supplier, or the grower. And if you cook your food up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, that can kill the parasite.
The CDC says about 9% of the patients infected during this outbreak were hospitalized. However, no deaths have been reported. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, it was love at first sight for one airline passenger embarking on her vacation to Florida. How she says it happened next.
And let's look at our Live 846 network powered by Tempest. Yesterday we had some significant rainfall, especially up in Columbia County. Some places even got up to around 5 inches of rain. But here's a look at those rainfall totals at the following locations yesterday. A lot of places got up to around 2.5 inches. 2.37 at Ellington Drive, 2.69 at Bronco Path, and then also in McCormick County, you can see it was split. Some places got over 2 inches of rain, while the northern side of McCormick County still pretty dry. That's where we need more rainfall today. And then down in Bamberg County, covered with rainfall, with some places even up to over 4 inches. But you can see Earhart Road 1.66 up to 2.5 at 23073 Earhart Road. And coming up, I'll have more details on the rain we can expect for the rest of the week, so stay with us.
It's gonna be crazy.
America. Giving your best on News Channel 6. Amazing people doing amazing things for our community. That's what Giving Your Best represents. Everyday heroes making a difference right here in the CSRA.
Do you know a local volunteer who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award at WJBF.com/GYB.
Giving Your Best on News Channel 6. Proudly sponsored by ScienceGo, Piedmont Augusta, and Security Federal Bank.
Demo day, my favorite. Actually, today's a different kind of demo. Introducing our new Performance Velvet collection at Rooms to Go. It's great style you don't have to stress over, in 2 gorgeous colors. And your choice of sofa or sectional. Stylish, comfortable, and super durable. You rang? Whoa! Durable. Not indestructible. Relax. Don't mind if I do. It's Drew and Jonathan for Rooms to Go. You are more than your car wreck. For you.
My husband was in a pretty serious accident, which led to my husband actually passing away, which was very hard on our family.
I was 16 years old. It was incredibly traumatic.
Being able to take the burden off of you guys to
handle the legal aspect, at least gave you all a chance to kind of get through those first several years.
Austin and his team fought to the end. I'm so thankful that I found Austin.
If you've lost a loved one because of someone else's negligence, call Austin Jackson.
In a world of talk, he listens. The Means Report, a place for honest conversation, getting the answers that impact your life, one question at a time. The Means Report, Mondays at 12:30 on News Channel 6. The live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. Freddy Krueger is heading back to the big screen. Paramount closed a deal with the company for the rights to adapt the original screenplay for Nightmare on Elm Street. The movie does not have a title or plot yet, but it will be based on the movie released in 1984. The last Nightmare on Elm Street reboot was in 2010. It made more than $117 million. And that's one I will not be seeing. I did not like the first one. Couldn't sleep for a long time. So I won't be seeing this one either, but y'all tell me about it. Looks like I'm sure it'll be good, but yeah, I'm just not into scary movies. The star of Norway's soccer team is back home, and he brought a special souvenir from the U.S. back. Good for him. It was love at first sight for one airline passenger embarking on a week-long vacation. She turned to the internet for help, and the internet came through. Here's Sophie Flay with the full story.
We have safely landed in Cleveland.
Cleveland! Yes, Cleveland, where love has just landed.
This whole thing has been going crazy, and I didn't think any of this would happen.
Grace Rombach never expected to find love on her way to her Florida vacation.
Going on the news, I've had multiple interview requests.
Including us.
Tell us all the interesting details. It's been a whirlwind 24 hours for you.
Grace says she arrived late at Cleveland Hopkins Airport last week, boarding her plane barely on time, settled into her seat when Cupid struck.
And I noticed like a couple of maintenance people kind of got on and they were walking to the back of the plane. And I looked up and I saw a very handsome man. And so I was going to say something to him. He was standing right next to me. I kind of smiled. We made eye contact. And then he walked right past me.
If this was 1986, that would have been the end of the story. Thankfully for Grace, we now have the internet. Specifically, Reddit, where Grace took a stab in the dark with this post addressed to the dark-haired maintenance guy at the Cleveland airport.
I thought it was going to be like every other Reddit post I've ever made and have like 5 likes and then disappear into the rest of the internet.
But it worked like a charm, going viral, with the airport contacting her and doing what airports do best, making the connection.
Then checked my requests, and I had a message from the guy. His name's Simon, and he said, "You called." And I said, in a roundabout way, I did call.
Over the weekend, Grace returned to Cleveland, and they finally got together. This time, for real.
It's very true. You and yeah, it's just been interesting read.
And as for Grace, she's touched that so many people helped her to make her ultimate connection.
I think people want you to find your person, and they'll do anything they can to help you find that person. And it was really sweet to see kind of like the city of Cleveland specifically come together to help me find a man.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Good for her. Well, don't go away. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Trauchy has a look at what she's tracking for the weather, and definitely we have some rain in the forecast. So let's see what's up for tonight. Stay tuned.
I hit the concrete.
The weather. It seems like it's always changing. That's why Live Viper 6 is always there. From cloudy days and rainy nights to scorching heat and everything in between, the CSRA's most trusted weather team is always working for you.
It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track severe weather.
So when the weather changes, always stay prepared. Anywhere, anytime. The Live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on for the entire CSRA.
For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/childrenfirst. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First is sponsored by Bridgestone. Your most watched local news is getting a big plus. WJBF 6 Plus, now on demand. Whether you have Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, or Samsung TV Plus, our new streaming app is easy to download for your television. Plus, it's totally free with no subscription required. WJBF 6 Plus, built for the way you watch. WJBF 6 Plus is brought to you by the Mike Costello Law Firm. Do yourself a favor. Call the Mike Costello Law Firm. Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Here's a look at Live Viper 6. I am still tracking hit or miss showers and storms, and the majority of them are along the I-20 corridor impacting Columbia and McDuffie County. I'm actually hearing some rain here on our roof right now, though, so we do have a shower near Television Park as well. It's some very heavy rain now moving up towards Clarks Hill Lake. You can also see that heavy downpour over in Thompson. Moving down towards the southwest, Johnson and parts of Emmanuel County seeing that rainfall as well. And this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam showing the rain coming down in Thompson, but very overcast skies and some poor visibility. We're sitting at 86 degrees. It is still feeling hot out there though, despite the cooler temperatures. Dew points are in the 70s, so that's making it feel like 93 degrees. Sunset will be at 8:39 tonight, and until we get to sunset, we'll still be tracking these hit or miss showers and storms over the next few hours. So all the way down to 77 now in Washington, but around 10 degrees warmer in Gibson and Louisville, sitting at 85, a whole 10 degrees warmer in Aiken at 87. So a mix of upper 70s to upper 80s today, with winds now coming out of the northeast. So you can tell the cold front, or stationary front, is now situated a bit south of us. Earlier, it was more so north of I-20. That was yesterday's setup, so we were seeing more rain yesterday. So we still can't rule out the possibility of some minor flooding today. Notice we're under that marginal risk of excessive rainfall, but it's not quite as high of a threat as what we had yesterday. Over the past 7 days, we've had several places get to around 2 to 3 inches of rain, some spots even up to 5 inches. But notice all of the blue areas here. That's where we've picked up less than an inch of rain, and that's where we really need some more to help keep us out of the drought and end the severe drought that we've been dealing with in Bamberg and Allendale County. So notice for the potential rainfall today and tomorrow, it's very spotty. So some places staying completely dry, while others could get to around 2 to 3 more inches of rainfall as these storms are still training and backbuilding. So we do have that minor threat of flooding. But as we go into the next few days, back to that typical summertime pattern with just a 20 to 30% chance of rain each day. So you can see on our futurecast tonight, within the next hour, rain will become a bit more widespread, but still seeing some of the gaps here. As we get to around 9, 10 o'clock, it's mostly just light rainfall. And then once we get into the overnight hours, pretty much completely dry, just a few stray light showers going into our Wednesday morning. Now, by Wednesday afternoon, you'll definitely notice that we won't have nearly as much coverage, and that's because of that front moving to our south, and we'll have that drier air moving in with winds coming out of the north. So here's the setup. Stationary front still lingering for the rest of tonight, then moving down towards the south, and then ultimately fading away. Now, we will still have a minor disturbance nearby, and that's why we're keeping that 20 to 30% chance of rain in the forecast. Hit or miss showers and storms still expected through Friday, but as we go through time here, you can see it definitely will not be widespread activity. So for tomorrow, starting out with some fog, low 70s, and then as we get into the afternoon, showers and storms possible with upper 80s to low 90s. So getting to 90 degrees tomorrow in Augusta and Aiken, starting to heat back up with that heat index into the triple digits over the next 5 days to come. So you can see for your 10-day forecast here, very consistent weather, that 20 to 30% chance of rain each day with high temperatures in the low to mid 90s, and we'll have low temperatures in the low to mid 70s, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. Well, coming up, a Michigan grandmother who skydives. How many times she's made the big leap next.
At Family Pharmacy in Aiken, we're more than just a pharmacy. We're locally owned and here to be part of your wellness team and your family. From everyday prescriptions to compounded medications made just for you, offering the highest quality supplements to expanded wellness services, we're here for you. Convenient, compassionate, connected. We'll even come to your home or work with our trusted delivery service. Come experience a pharmacy that cares and wants to know you. Family Pharmacy in Aiken for your wellness.
At the Dennis Law Firm.
The winner isn't the fastest, the strongest, or even the toughest. It's the one who refuses to lose.
Big hitter like witness this apogee. No fantasy, no fantasy. There's the shot. Big hitter like he's the greatest. CW for your lunches. Man, does it feel good. Big hitter like.
The CSRA is full of amazing women. Women who inspire. Women who innovate. Women who lead. That's why News Channel 6 brings you Women to Watch.
On the last Wednesday of each month, News Channel 6 recognizes local businesswomen who are making a positive impact in our community.
Nominate someone today at WJBF.com. Sponsored by the Barnes Law Office.
From beautiful greens to helping out the community, the boys are back at it again in the CSRA. We're also checking out some Power Pro Wrestling along the way. Your hometown road trip, Wednesdays at 12:30, only on News Channel 6.
Hi, I'm Richard Lawson, and we're celebrating Black excellence.
Celebrating Black Excellence 365, only on News Channel 6.
A grandmother in Michigan started a unique family tradition that gets her cool points with all the grandkids. 75-year-old Nancy Norton takes each of her grandchildren skydiving when they turn 18. She has 10 of them. On Sunday, she took 2 more. The entire family comes to watch from around the country. Norton does it to honor her late husband, who always wished he'd taken the leap himself. Norton has 1 grandkid left to take on a jump. That is super cool. Wow. Well, that does it for this half hour. We have more coming up at 6, including the latest from Burke County on the federal indictment of Sheriff Alfonso Williams. We have the latest on what he's accused of and the rest of your local headlines next with Brad and Jenny.
The Line Fiber 6 Neighborhood Network, powered by Tempest, is sponsored by Coleman Services. One name, 2 trades, no worries.
I feel like I'm melting.